Get out of the shackles of overconsumption. We are so accustomed to saying yes to everything. Be with yourself. Hi babes, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Alethea if you're new here, and if you are new here, go ahead and take a pause. Not only go grab a snack because this is gonna be a good video, but also make sure you guys are subscribing. I would love to have you. I just reached 2,300 subscribers today and I am so happy and excited. So make sure you're subscribed. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the title of this video. If you guys are not new here, then you know I'm doing a combination of vlogs and sit down videos for Vlogmas this year, and I'm really excited about it because I can make cool videos like this for you guys. So you're probably getting bombarded with the 2026 reset series coming out. You're getting bombarded with the winter arc videos, and it's getting a little overwhelming, and you're probably getting sold to by a bunch of mainstream influencers. But I want to let you guys know that you're in a safe zone, and we're going to talk about some genuine and relatable 10 healthy habits that you guys are going to build for your winter routines. Some that you already have and some you're going to continue to build upon in the new year. First, I want to emphasize that when I made this list, I rewatched my 2025 physical glow up and just overall glow up series. So if you guys want to watch those after this video, I will be sure to link them down below. I'm going to put everything in the video chapters down below, so make sure you read the description. But I'm going to start with number one, which is a basic one, and that is romanticizing your routines in daily life. What I mean by that is when you guys are making either a to-do list, you know you have a heavy day at work, you know you need to get things done around your home, your room, your apartment, whatever it may be. It is so much more fun if you guys just romanticize it. So an example of how I do this is I'm a high school English teacher, so I kind of just like to pretend like I'm playing teacher, just like how I did when I was a little girl, especially when I'm hitting a stressful day. I realize it kind of helps me stay grounded and be authentic, and that might sound so silly, but really all I mean by that is I'm just calming down and realizing that I'm here showing up, doing my best, and this is fun and I chose this. So it kind of just helps remind me of the reason why I do things. I also do it every day in my personal life. So as simple as my daily to-do list. If I know that I have at least 5 cleaning chores that I've pushed off to the middle of the week or the end of the week, like laundry, I gotta clean the bathroom, scrub the shower, and put away the dishes, then I'm just gonna make it a fun environment. Get a Diet Coke, get a snack, pour a little glass of wine or a big glass of wine, whatever you need to do. Throw on some of your favorite music or some ambiances in the background, and it just kind of helps set the tone for things. And I've realized the more that I shift into the mindset of not being so negative about daily tasks, it really has helped with big tasks that genuinely are negative. If I have something bad happen to me, I'm already in such a mindset of romanticizing my daily task that I'm less prone to overreacting or being upset. It's not foolproof. I still get mad, but it definitely helps kind of calm the nervous system, and internally I can feel it, and that's what really matters. My last point on this one with romanticizing your life is even when you are doing nothing, you're not actually doing nothing. It's okay to sit and do nothing on the couch. It's okay to sit next to somebody and sit on your phone, and it's okay to sit by yourself and be on your phone. As long as you guys are still keeping your mind in a productive setting, it's good to just sit and breathe. I truly live by the saying that like you're never not doing anything. You're always doing something. You're thinking of something. You're conceptualizing things. You're making lists. And if you are literally sitting and rotting, you're sitting and rotting, and you probably needed that break. So don't be so hard on yourself. My second tip is one that I do every winter, consciously try to do, and that is a winter sleep reset. What I mean by that is because of the time change in the winter, I feel like we all feel like our day ends at 5:30. I definitely do. So if I have a longer day at work and I don't get home till 4 o'clock, and maybe I need to get groceries and I need to go to the gym, and then I gotta shower, and then I gotta start making dinner and feed myself and do whatever else I need to do, it's gonna be 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I realized that it was really messing up my routine. I felt almost anxiety ridden and feeling that seasonal depression that so many people feel and can relate to. So what really helps me out is resetting my sleep routine. It's not perfect every night. Quite frankly, it's been terrible the last couple nights, but making sure I get good sleep is so good for my mental health and keeps me on a good set schedule. And it also kind of helps the rest of my day. If I know I like to eat and be digesting my food by 8 o'clock, 9 9 o'clock at night and I'm not eating dinner at 10 o'clock and I'm gonna be in bed by then, it just really helps me like settle down, calm the nervous system, which around the holiday season definitely gets heightened for a lot of people no matter what. Having my limited screen time before bed, making sure my evenings are calm, that goes back to that romanticizing life point. It just helps. My next tip is reducing your digital clutter, since I kind of just mentioned the making sure I stay off screens before bed. You cannot tell me that you do not feel like crap when you have to fall asleep watching TikToks and doom scrolling every night. Like, it just doesn't feel good. So reducing your digital clutter is something that I do every winter. I don't know why it's winter for me. I just don't really worry about it in the summer, but reducing like my apps. Am I on too many subscriptions on my phone? Why do I keep taking so many pictures of the same thing? Like, just going through my phone and making sure I'm digitally uncluttering things is just kind of refreshing. And if you guys use a personal device for work often like I do, I'm constantly on my MacBook creating assignments, grading assignments, making lists, answering emails, things like that. I need to make sure that I keep things nice and organized. So kind of just getting into a nice aesthetic. There are so many cutesy things you can customize: iPads, iPhones, MacBooks, normal computers, any laptop, any desktop. It just kind of helps making sure you guys are color coding emails and tabs and just little things like that. So if you guys have made it to this video so far, here's your conscious effort to put a mental note in your head right now that you need to go through and delete all the apps you're not using, delete the albums on your phone you haven't touched in years, and make sure you clean out your inbox by Friday. Put that on your to-do list because it's gonna make you feel a lot better. My next thing I want to talk about is kind of rolling into health. If you guys struggle with health in the winter, which I definitely do, not only health but just like mental health and body dysmorphia, I want to give you a couple tips that can help you clear your mind and make some simple, easy daily habits that is going to take the stress off all of those feelings once winter hits. Nourishing my body hydration wise is always really hard in the winter because it's not 90 degrees anymore. And I don't know if you guys live in a colder climate, but if you have any kind of cold climate in the winter time like how I do, I live in Kansas City and I'm originally from Ohio, so I get hit with the hard winters and I never have known anything other than that. And I lack water intake so hard in the winter because I'm not sweating, I'm not outside as much, it's just not hot. And when your body's not hot, scientifically you don't crave as much water. Here's your reminder to make sure you have your water handy at all times, but also invest in a little electrolyte. I love using my HSA account to buy Cure electrolytes. I just get them on Amazon. I found them on TikTok one day and they're an all woman owned business, so I order those. I've also tried Element before because I am somebody who likes to go on runs. So if you guys are into electrolytes, definitely do that. Next thing I want to remind you to do is you don't need a full-blown meal prep, spread out on the table, order a bunch of containers. We don't have to go that far, but definitely prep a little breakfast or snack each day so that you guys have something pre-made to rely on, even if it's just a snack or one singular meal. It helps not only keep your mind focused on trying new, healthier recipes, but it is busy this time of year and you don't need to be worrying about making from scratch every single meal of the day. Definitely make sure you guys are prepping something. And if you want me to make a video of my favorite prepped snacks, because I make the best little protein granola balls, I make really good breakfast sandwiches that you guys can freeze overnight or for days on end and heat up in the morning, let me know because I would be so happy to make that video. Going back on the clutter, I want to talk a little bit about the physical clutter for tip number 5. So here's a healthy habit for you, and this is not an option. We need to stop over consuming. So reduce the physical clutter, stop over consuming. And I know I'm not being a good example here because I have this thing of perfume sitting behind me, but would you believe me when I said I've had half of these for over 5 years? Maybe you wouldn't, and that's okay. I have been such a victim of overconsumption in my life so far. I feel like most young women in their 20s and teens and preteens are. It's almost like it keeps attacking us younger and younger and more and more. Everybody's trying to sell everybody something, every single app you get on, and it is so hard to escape. Here's my tip to you guys. You do not want to be financially unstable and constantly relying on the satisfaction of material items. I love to shop. I love it. I love shopping for myself. I love shopping for people, but you guys have to get out of the shackles of overconsumption. I have had to do it myself. It's hard, but there's nothing more empty feeling when you just spent half your paycheck and you still need your essential items, but thank God you have every single cent possible, including the limited edition Sol de Janeiro perfumes. That's sarcasm if you guys didn't pick up on it. You don't need it. You don't need 7 of the same lip glosses. You don't need 20 different shades of the same brand and same blush. I know it's hard and you want to do it, but please don't overconsume and do not over gift either. I'm gonna throw that in there because it's Christmas time. I promise your loved ones are gonna appreciate no matter what you get them. Do not over gift give. Don't overconsume this holiday season. There's so much advertising being shoved down our throats every single day. It is a hard effing world right now. Like, people are struggling and I struggle. I'm sure somebody watching this struggles financially. So seriously, put a stop to the overconsumption. Realize you guys do not need it. Do you have it at home? Do you need it? I have to ask myself that literally every single time I walk into a store, and it's crazy. So make sure you guys are taking care of yourself financially and also mentally, because overconsuming is not good clutter for the brain. I promise. Don't be a victim of it. These next couple tips are my favorite. So tip number 6 is creating a winter well-being hour. I kind of coined that term today, just looking through my list and things that I've talked about in the past. Make a little winter well-being hour at least once a week, if not every other day, or every day if you have the time. What I mean by this is, let's say my winter well-being hour is on a Wednesday of every week. Maybe that's your self-tan day. Maybe that's your everything shower day. Maybe that's the day that you want to choose to completely clean your room from head to toe, light a fresh candle, and call it good. It's totally up to you guys what you want your winter well-being hour to be, but just a conscious effort, something extra on your to-do list that is giving back into yourself. So just as much as you guys are pouring into other people this winter and other routines, give yourself at least an hour, if it can't be every day, every other, or at least once a week, of a winter well-being hour where you're doing something for yourself. Take yourself on a little dinner date and sit in solidarity and just be with yourself. Do something that makes you happy, whether that is self-care, it's eating something that you don't get to eat often, taking a moment by yourself, or maybe it's you're gonna go ahead and do something that you've been pushing off all week with your friends. Whatever it needs to be, take at least an hour to just have a winter well-being, because we all need it during this season. For sure. Tip number 7 is pretty similar, but it's setting weekly reset rituals. And I want this to be a little bit more specific and narrowed down to weekly resets. The reason why I say this is because if we kind of start combining all these tips, they might start bleeding together. So I figured step number 7 would be a good spot to emphasize the weekly reset rituals. So yes, have your self-care hour, romanticize your life, declutter your life, but what are your weekly top 5s? I have mine in my brain all the time. If I haven't gone on a run yet this week, I need to run. That's not for everybody. I love to train because I'm a runner. I love a 5K. I love a half marathon. So I know that I constantly need to keep my body in the state of endurance to be able to run. So that is my weekly top 5 non-negotiable. I have to do laundry because I wear and change my clothes so many times a day. I don't know why I'm like this, but I swear to you, I wear 3 different hoodies in a span of 7 hours. That's a non-negotiable for me. Dishes, meal prepping, workout, things like that. Those are things that are on my top 5 lists that I don't even really need to put them in to-do list because I'm so habitually attached to these resets that I have to do them. So if you guys have yours right now, just think of them in your head. And if you don't, get your phone out and just type a couple things like weekly top 5s, or maybe start with weekly top 3s. Again, you guys don't have to have a whole ginormous list because you're gonna overwhelm yourself, but weekly reset rituals that just reset you, reset your mind, and can reset your space, whether that's your room, your desk, your entire house, your apartment, whatever it needs to be. I personally center mine around my desk at work. I center it around my apartment upkeep and aesthetic, so just making sure it doesn't look like a hot mess express. And I center it around my physical and mental health, because for me, those two bleed right into each other. If I'm not physically taking care of myself, I mentally feel like absolute shit. So I have to make sure I keep that all in check. I have to reset it on a weekly basis, just with like very bare minimum things. This next one is a quick one, but it has to be one of my favorites. Number 8 is gonna be healthy work and social boundaries, and that starts with saying no. That is something that I not only give my students advice for, I have to remind myself of, I remind all of my friends of this, because we are so accustomed to saying yes to everything and having such social guilt if we say no to things, and I used to be that way so bad. I think a lot of people are just like, well, I'm really empathetic, and same. It is like one of the best traits you can have is to have empathy. However, when you begin draining yourself because you can't stop saying yes to literally every get together, every financial obligation, every single text, every call, every FaceTime, you are gonna feel that impact, and there's just no space for that, not only in life, but especially in the winter and especially in the holiday season. Holiday season is not always cheery and joyful for everybody. I have my hardships that come with holiday time. Holidays can be filled with grief and just hard like relationship ties with family and friends and things like that. So it's not always so happy, holly jolly moments. So make sure you guys are taking care of your social and work boundaries this season. If you don't want to add another task to your to-do list, you can say no, and that is okay. And anyone who makes you feel like it's not okay, you need to have a serious conversation with, because we are allowed to make boundaries, not only in our professional life, but especially in our personal life. I'm not even gonna get into the personal life one, because if you guys don't have people in your life that are supporting your boundaries and at least trying to not, and if they don't support it yet, why are they not trying to understand you better and why that boundary is the way that it is? If they're a good friend or a good boyfriend or good girlfriend, they're gonna wanna make sure that they understand you to your fullest extent. So never hold back your own personal boundaries in social or work life. You are so allowed to say no. Tip number 9 kind of goes along with tip number 10, but this one's just a little bit more chill. So I feel like sometimes in the winter, especially if you guys are like me and you live in an apartment, I will forget for days on end to go outside. Aside from leaving my car and walking into my building, I need to go outside. And I know it's freezing, but if you own a pet, or maybe you guys are just living with a friend, roommates, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever it may be, here's your reminder that winter is such a beautiful season. I know it's cold, but if you live in a cold place, you're definitely probably used to it, or at least getting used to it. So go outside. I get reminded of this every time I go outside on a winter walk or a run. I'm miserable for the first couple seconds, and it's like I look up and it's like the most beautiful sunset I've seen all season, or a beautiful sunrise that I've seen all season. You kind of take those things for granted. So have like a slow life moment and just take a deep breath. Go outside for something. Maybe you just walk a block around your neighborhood, walk a lap around your apartment complex, whatever it needs to be, but definitely just slow down. Go outside, take a walk, go on a run, do what you need to do, but just take a moment to kind of appreciate that we live in this season right now. And I guess this ties in with number 1 of just romanticizing winter as a whole, because it's so easy to kind of hate, especially after Christmas and New Year's. We feel like there's like nothing left, and it doesn't have to be that way. So definitely just take a moment to breathe, go outside, whatever that looks like for you. If it snows, go touch the snow. Like, we don't do that anymore as adults, and it's sad. So go feed your inner child. If you've had your first snowfall, or maybe you're watching this while your first snowfall is following, pause this video, put it on your watch later, make sure you subscribe, and go touch snow. Go make a snowball and throw it against a building. Like, do something, because you don't know what goes on or what will go on in this world, in this life. So take a moment to appreciate what we have going on around us for just a moment. Tip number 10, especially coming off the advice of going outside, is me giving you one last quick tip, but also a tough love moment that you need to be moving your body no matter what. There's so many reasons to move your body. I'm not telling you to go be a gym freak and be obsessed with it. You don't need to go train for a body weightlifting contest, but seriously, make a conscious effort to move your body. Lay on your carpet and look up an ab routine and do it. Do some stretches, work on your mobility. It is something that keeps us feeling better. I have so many friends that are nurses, and they tell me all the time how you can tell when people, as they age, who stayed active and who didn't, by how much you are moving and exercising. There's really no excuse. I know the days are short, especially in this season, but make a conscious effort to go on a walk after dinner. If you don't want to bundle up because it's way too cold out or there's snow everywhere, then you can literally do something indoors. There's so many indoor workout inspirations on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. You guys are gonna find something, and I'm such an advocate for it because I've struggled with anxiety and overall just anger issues in the past. Like, I'm gonna be honest and vulnerable with you guys, and I still do, and I can tell not only in my body and like in my joints, but in my head when I have not released something physically, whether that's working out, running, going to the gym, whatever it needs to be. That is why I've been, since high school, addicted to either the gym or running or both, and it has brought me so much peace and joy, not only with my brain but also with how my body functions. So it's not even just about the way you guys look, it's just about the clarity it brings you. And in a time like winter, it's one of the healthiest, most habitual things I can encourage you guys. If you take anything off this list, let tip number 1 and tip number 10 be the 2, because those are the 2 things that will get you guys right, get you started on a good habitual healthy reset for the new year. If you babes are still watching to this point, first of all, thank you so much. I love you guys. Make sure you are subscribing. Make sure you are telling me down below what tip you really enjoyed. If there's one that you either really liked or really didn't like, make sure you guys let me know. I love the feedback. I love the tips. I love the praise. I love the commentary and the critique. So just make sure you guys let me know what you want to see in the 2026 reset series. And if you have not done so already, you better subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Vlogmas day 12.